Hey guys, welcome back.
Hi!
So today we're going to show you how to make your own Hallow-Tube. So if you're not local to us or unable to purchase from us and you want to make it yourself, because our whole thing is...
Or you just want to make it yourself because you're handy like us.
Right, but the whole thing is to save Halloween, right? So we're going to show you how to do that today.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and get on into it. We're going to start with showing you the supplies that you're going to need. We're going to insert that in here.
Alright, so the first thing you're going to need is a tube of some sort. We are using a 3-inch drainage tube from your local box hardware store. So here's what it looks like after cutting and full of cat hair because they get very staticky for some reason. But yeah, so when you cut it, you're going to cut it the top of the 45, I should say, along the center line of these holes because they come pre-drilled with 2 holes.
You want to make sure you get the one with the 2 holes.
Right, and get the one with the 2 holes because I did that once.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so figure out where your center mark is between these 2 holes, which is essentially right here. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then that's the top of your 45 over there. This one we had already drilled the holes that our screws will be going through as part of the pivot point.
Pivot point.
Okay, so to get the screw through the holes here, we gotta put them through in from the other side. So if you're lucky, you get screws that are magnetic. However, we got stainless steel, so they're not. So a good trick you can do: get yourself a stick that'll fit through the hole. Get your best tape that you have, duct tape, or we're using gaff tape in this instance because that's what we have, and it's the best tape ever, by the way. So tear off a little piece. You don't need much. Fold it over a few times. Alright, put that on the end of your stick, like so. And then put your screw on there. Kind of bunch it up, and that should hold it pretty good. Now we're going to put a washer on there. Look through and find the hole. Try not to knock anything over here. For sanity purposes, we're going to do it this way. And we're through. Whew. Okay, so now hold on to your screw, back it out, and there you go. You got your screw in there, so now we're going to take a washer, put that guy on there, and a 8/32 nut. And we're going to tighten that guy down. Okay. Finger tight is good. Let's do the other side. So now that you got both these nice and tight, we're going to move on to cutting the 1/2-inch PVC pipe for the housing that goes around it. So I think you have our measurements there.
Okay, so you need 1 3-inch piece.
why these these things are amazing. Which, by the way, if you don't have a PVC pipe cutter or a pipe cutter or whatever, you can use a saw to cut your pipes. It's obviously going to take longer and be way more of a mess. So for $15 to $20, an investment in a good one of these is way worth it. I mean, you saw how fast that was compared to this, so, and no mess. And always mark your pieces.
Okay.
And then what?
2 4.5-inch pieces. Okay, and then 2 1 1/4 inch. Okay, so we have all 5 of our pieces, and then...
Now we'll do our dry fit.
And why is it important to do a dry fit?
Just to make sure everything fits how you want it to before you make it, or glue it up completely, so you don't have to remake everything like I've had to do several
times.
Yep. Anyway, so let's start doing the dry fit. So we put the first piece in. The 3-inch piece is going to be the top of your harness, or whatever we're calling it.
So it goes into the first right angle.
Yeah. All right. Then put your second one on.
Second right angle.
Then your first 4.5. Those are your sides. Second. Then your other elbow. Elbow again. Be like that. Then take your little nubby dudes. Goes in there. Okay, then you're gonna put this guy in here. If you can, it's gonna be tight fit. Whew. There you have it.
That is a very tight fit.
But the reason we do that is to get that kind of uneven pinch shape so that it kind of wants to naturally secure itself and not come out, even if the screws were, loose or whatever on the end. So we will go glue this up and we'll be back. So now we're gonna find our center on these guys, which we could have done first. Probably should have done first, but So we need to go 2 1/4 inches in. There. Something over here. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Now take our drill. Now we're gonna drill straight down. Make sure I'm straight. Straight-ish. This side. Okay, let's get this close to it, and then we'll go from there. So, slide that guy in there. I'm really gonna have to back it out a little, so that's nice. Yeah, just make sure I don't hit anything. So now I got it through the hole, so I'm just re-tightening the nut, down here, so that it'll pop through the top, and then I'll be able to grab it. This part's a little tedious, and we'll test your patience. That I promise you. Yes. It's like you have to work backwards almost. Like left is right. Let's try tightening a little more. Can you like hold that pliers?
The pliers? Yes.
Can you? Let's see. Aha! So we're going to drill a hole pretty much right here, but on this side actually, for our little nut that'll go in there.
Oh yeah, I forgot we did that last
That will
time.
be the thumb screw to lock onto the tripod. So we'll do that real quick. And so we got our hole drilled. And for a 1/4 inch nut this size, you're going to use a 15 30-second drill bit. That should be about the right size for the nut to almost go in, you know, but with a little bit of force. Actually, I need to.
I wouldn't put your fingers there.
Well, I need to hold it.
Okay.
Now we'll take our super glue with our Reactor spray, which makes life 1,000 times easier, but you want to use this in a well-ventilated room with a window open or a fan on, or both, or all three, or all of them probably. I usually spray a little bit on first just to kind of help. And then just be careful not to touch the tip to the piece you just sprayed. And to also not go in the hole, like where the threads are. Alright, so now we got that glued on and cured, so we're ready to put it on our stand. We're pretty much done. Okay, so we're using a lighting tripod that you, or a stand that you can get on Amazon or on eBay, whatever. Usually for probably around, you know, unless you buy a bunch of them. If you buy them individually, you can get them for 20-ish, 25, 30 bucks, depending on how strong you want them or how inexpensive you want them. But basically you're looking for a top like this that you can kind of thread a bolt onto. So we got our light stand down here, properly weighted down, so it's not going to tip over on us. Put it up there. Now get your tube on the stand and your thumb screw. Put that through there. You got it? There you have it. So now you can tighten the sides for whatever angle you want, you know. And then with this, you can tilt it, or swivel it, I mean, to whichever direction you want. And because the light stand, you can go up and down super easy. So if you're trick-or-treating, you don't need to be as high. If you're doing like a trick-or-treat, you can go up because the kids are going to be, you know, driving by in the cars or what have you. So really versatile and super lightweight. All this probably weighs less than 3 pounds altogether. I mean, super light.
Easy, super light, yeah.
Yeah. So, but we'd love to see how you guys make it your own. If you make, when you guys make all your own. And also how you paint them or light them. Obviously this is just pretty basic. So when you do paint them, because it is all this kind of shiny plastic that doesn't want to grab paint as much.
Remember, this is plastic, so whatever you're going to use to paint on it, make sure it's got a primer or it's a plastic paint.
Yeah. And that way it'll last you multiple seasons, Yeah,
that's the cool thing about this too. This is easily, storable. Basically a tube, and then you can just take it off the stand and, just have them together, and then you've got something. All right, so your either piece of candy or a little baggie, like snack size baggie, I think would fit in here of candy. Just kind of throw it right there, and there you go.
And now you do have to get it at a decent angle depending on what you put in there. But so the outside of the tube is ridged, but the inside is a little bit less ridged, so it shouldn't grab.
Yeah, it feels nice and smooth.
Gonna drop it. Boom. There you go.
Yay!
And now you're socially distant trick-or-treating, because when you're standing on that end and I'm standing on this end, from face to face, it's 6 feet or more.
Right. So imagine kids out like this. You're back here, obviously not up against a wall like I am, but right back here going like this. So, boop, right down that way. We're social distanced. We are saving Halloween.
Yeah.
So.
Alright guys, well, show us what you end up coming up with, or if you get our hollow tubes, show us how you add to them, or in your front yard, how you have them all decorated and stuff. And also, you don't necessarily need the stand if you're making your own, or if you're buying ours. If you have like a railing on your porch, you could zip tie it to the railing. There's all kinds of options. So
right.
Again, make it your own. Really, we'd love to see how you guys do it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.